Hey there everybody, my name is Wings of Wax, and we are back to play more Slay the Spire. So, last episode, we were able to get the defect win, so that was pretty sweet. So yeah, today we're going to be moving on to the Watcher, which I would say is the one class that I am not super duper familiar with. I've played a little bit of it, and it's the class I've played the least because, honestly, I've been playing a ton of defect because it's so much fun. So much fun. I just love orbs. I don't know. Something about it. So, I should go over this class, I guess, a little bit first. So we have 4 strikes. We have 4 defends. We have an eruption, which puts us into Wrath stance, which in this stance, you deal and receive double attack damage. And then we have calm stance, which doesn't do anything upon entering, but exiting, we gain an additional 2 energy to work with. So we can be able to set up a calm stance, and then be able to go into a wrath stance to get some more energy to deal more damage. Obtain a random common relic. I don't really want to gain a curse unless we have a store, like, it's right there. 14 max HP is not terrible, but I feel like the Watcher plays as kind of like a glass cannon. I don't think the max HP matters as much on this character, just because you're dealing large increments of damage. So I think the best thing for us is either to transform a card or to obtain a random common relic. And I'm not sure which one's going to be better for us. I think I'm going to just obtain a random relic right now. We get Lantern, which is start each combat with additional energy, so that should be pretty helpful. Unfortunately, it doesn't have, like, we don't draw, like, extra cards in our first turn, so we can't, like, take full advantage of that, but I do think it's still worthwhile. How risky am I looking to get? Because, like, this would be, like, the safe path. Like, if we go up this way, be able to hit 2 campfires and elite. Or what? We could potentially hit this elite up here. There's no campfire really before unless we go this way. Sure. It looks like this is a pretty decent path. We hit our 4th hallway fight. 5th hallway fight. But at least the 5th hallway fight is right after this. It's the other option. We could go up towards the store this way. We have our 3 hallway fights. We're not able to get to this elite. But that's still 1 elite, so it's the same outcome. And we're able to go up this way to finally be able to get to this elite. Okay, I kind of like this path a little bit. And then we can spend our gold potentially on, like, a decent upgrade for a card or a potion to be able to help us out. Yeah. If I go into Wrath stance, we're going to take too much damage, so I think it's better for me to just, like, defend, strike. I don't believe... Yeah, I didn't have lethal. I couldn't kill both, so we would have taken way too much damage if I went for that, so... Sure, we'll go into a stance here, and I might as well just block up, because most likely we're going to... Next turn, we might draw Eruption, and then we can just go off. Or if we just get 2 strikes, that'll do the exact same thing for us. Alright. Flying Sleeves, Foresight, and Crescendo. Foresight is better for later on after you've already established enough attack cards and stuff like that in your deck. It is a really powerful card to be able to scry 3, so it's just like Magic, where you look at the top X cards of your draw pile, and you may discard any of them. So it's the same thing as Magic. Crescendo is also pretty decent, but I think entering, like, retain just obviously means it stays in your hand, so way if you draw this and you don't need it on that turn, you can save it for a turn that's relevant. But I don't think Crescendo is really what we're looking for. We're looking for, like, a card called Tantrum if we're entering a Wrath phase. So I do think Flying Sleeves is worthwhile because we can retain it. And setting up a turn to be able to go for a Wrath I think is very, very crucial for this character. Are we willing to lose some HP here? We do have a couple of 2-mana things, like, we can do. So, like, even if we get, like, Necronomicon here. This is Necronomicon. This is, no, this is not the book. This is what? I forget what this one gives us. I think I'm going to try it, though. We get Pocket Watch. Holy crap, that'll help out tremendously. Pocket Watch is a fantastic relic. Because it just helps us be able to draw more cards. We don't have to play very many of them, especially if we have 2 cast and cost cards. Obviously, if we use our Miracle, we're probably not going to be able to cast 2 cards in a turn, or 3 cards in a turn. But yeah, just being able to set up like really big Wrath turns is very crucial for this this deck. Let's see what we get. Flying Sleeves, Bowling Bash. We don't really want Crescendo. We can't even afford Alpha, Beta, Omega. Omega is I want to say it's like 2 mana to deal, is it like 30 or 50 damage at the end of your turn? It's really powerful, but it takes a long time to set up, and we're just not really a defensive strategy, so setting up this is probably not that great for us anyways. I think it's between Bowling Bash and Flying Sleeves numero dos. And I think I'm going to take a Bowling Bash. I think it's slightly better, especially against the Tri-Sentries and stuff like that. From there, do we want like a Vulnerable Potion to be able to take out an Elite? I think we do. I don't really want another Flying Sleeves. I think we'll be able to pick up another card anyways before we go fight this Elite. Pick up 2 cards, but hopefully like 1 good attack is what I'm looking for. Let's just retain some things. And set up the calm stance so we can go for the Eruption turn here. Is it worth it? Do I have lethal? I think I do. 12, 24. Yeah, we should be able to find it. There we go. Halt is not bad. Gain 3 block. If you're in Wrath Stance, you gain an additional 9. So the reason why this is good is because if you're in Wrath Stance, you gain the 9 block and then you come out of Wrath Stance. So this is not a terrible card. Even for 0 mana, gain 3 block is still okay. It's not great, but is it time to take a Foresight? I'm not sure it is. Foresight is pretty good, though. And I'm not sure we need necessarily another Bowling Bash here. It's a pretty good offensive card, but honestly, I think we're going to need some more like defense. I think I'm going to try out a Halt here. We're pretty aggressive, so yeah, let's go for this. Go for this. So far, so good. I think I will go into Eruption, because then we can just kill him next turn. We have many strikes in our deck. Or at least strike pluses. That's not damage. There we go. Cultist Potion is actually pretty helpful. Empty Body is pretty decent. Tranquility is fine too, and Sash Whip is okay. I think exiting our Wrath Stance is usually better for us, or Calm Stance to be able to put up some extra block for that turn. So I think like it's okay for us to take an Empty Body there. Try Sentries. So 18 block. Just wondering if we actually go for this, because the only way we have to come out of it is the Vigilance. We could come out of it though with the empty. We might as well just deal the damage. Sure, let's deal 9 to this guy. It was just like, do we hold on? I can go for like taking 3 damage here. No, I don't think that's worth it. Let's just, yeah, this sounds more reasonable. We take less damage, and we're not making, so we take, 36 damage. Bowling Bash is actually really helpful here, so... And we can't kill you with this. We can kill you with 2. We have Halt, so I'm going to go for that no matter what. I'm going to retain the Flying Sleeves, and we're going to go for a Miracle Defend here, just to make sure we don't take too much damage. But we took out 1 Sentry, so that was really good for Bowling Bash. We do have a Vigilance or Eruption. We can't kill them with Eruption, so it's better for us to go for like this. And I guess we just hold on to the Flying Sleeves. There's no reason to actually cast the Flying Sleeves just yet. Exiting our stance to give us extra energy. We can put up another Defend here, and we can start whittling down one of these guys. We could potentially kill him if we draw a Wrath Stance, but we don't have another Wrath Stance here. We're actually, yeah, we have dashes. We were able to kill him without the Wrath Stance. That's pretty sweet, actually. Gotta say, that was actually pretty gnarly. This is probably our better fight, though, out of all the elites right now. Oh boy. My screen just like flickered out. Okay. Oh, Oh, we're doing it again? Okay. Is that because of DivX? Okay, let's see if we can get rid of the DivX. Maybe that fixes it? Oh boy. Screen just flickered out twice. Alright. It seems to happen whenever I have a DivX update, so which I probably should go update that. Which I'll probably do right after this. Alright, that was a decent chunk of damage. We should be able to kill him next turn. Eruption. Perfect. So far so good. Tungsten Rod is a fantastic... Like, these are both premium relics. That's awesome. Protect is pretty good. I also really like Meditate too. To put a card from your discard pile into your hand, retain that card, and then you enter Calm Stance. And then you have to end your turn immediately when you play this. This has to be the last card you played. But Protect and Meditate, oh my god, Mediate. Meditate are both like pretty decent cards. Like being able to retain this and be able to block up is pretty helpful in a lot of scenarios. I do think Meditate is going to be much better for us to set up like turns and stuff like that. So what are we upgrading first? My guess is it's just like a clear Eruption because it goes to 1 mana. Because Vigilance does not go to 1 mana. This goes to 1. This just blocks for 12. I don't think we need to like upgrade a block card yet since we already picked up like an Empty Body and a Halt already. And we've already fought Tri-Sentry, so I don't think Bowling Bash is really worthwhile to upgrade. So I think it just comes down to like probably Meditate, putting 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand and retaining them. I think it's just Eruption. Like that costing 1 mana is really powerful for us, so let's go for it. I would like to probably upgrade a card, right? Right. Removing a card's not terrible either, though. What do we want to upgrade? This goes up to 6, so 12 damage from 8. It's not bad. This might be where we actually go for like a Vigilance upgrade, since we're going to be casting that pretty often. What does this go up to, actually? I'm curious. 4 and 14. That's actually really powerful. To go up to 14, that's great. Meditate is reasonable. Not sure it's necessary. Like, this would be better when we actually have extra mana and stuff like that. And just better cards to be able to grab. Because right now we're, like, meditating for, like, what, Eruption and, like, a Flying Sleeves or a Bowling Bash. Seems mediocre. I'm thinking we just upgrade, like, the Flying Sleeves. Could be wrong, but I don't know. It felt like it was still relatively worthwhile. Yeah, let's fight one more and then decide if we need to. Lizard Tail. Okay, that's a really good one too. Being able to resurrect ourselves and with 50% HP back, that's pretty good. Can't leave this stance, so this is probably still the best play. All right. We need to go for both of those, and I'm going to meditate at the end of turn, so I'm going to hold on to the Flying Sleeves here and grab our Eruption. Hopefully we can just kill him on this turn. I think we were able to now. Yeah, we should be able to. Nice. Wheel Kick is pretty decent, especially against Lagavulin and most notably the Gremlin Knob. I feel like it's really worthwhile against. Pressure Points is fine. It puts 8 marks on somebody, and they lose whenever you play Pressure Points. That's when they lose the HP. It's not not the end of turn like Poison is. Pressure Points is fine, but it's not great. I've tried Pressure Points decks, and it just like you have to be very defensive. I feel like when you play Pressure Points, because you're trying to wheel your deck around and draw your Pressure Points again. But Prostrate and Wheel Kick, I think we're gonna take Wheel Kick for just 1 solid 2 mana damage card. Let's go for another upgrade. This goes up to what, 20? It's probably worthwhile if we have Gremlin Knob or Lagavulin. Vigilance is probably better against Lagavulin, but Wheel Kick is better against Gremlin Knob. And this is good against both, so I think I'm going to go for the Wheel Kick here. It's much better against Lagavulin, obviously. Meat on the bone. We're getting some pretty rad relics here. I will go for this fight. Let's go. All right, Tri-Sentries. Bowling Bash is fantastic. Let's go for a Vigilance here. Let's try to take out, doesn't matter which one of the two on the end we go for, but we want to try to at least target one of them. It wasn't really worth using the Miracle for an extra life there, an extra HP. Wheel Kick does kill this. Is that worthwhile? We have Empty Body too, so I can Empty Body here. Go for the Wheel Kick to take this guy out. We do want to meditate, so I guess we'll just strike this guy in the back. Go grab our last card in our deck is Wrath Stance. So what's the best thing for Wrath Stance? Probably Bowling Bash, right? Yeah, I would say probably Bowling Bash. Especially since we already have the Flying Sleeves. Okay. Well, we don't have a way to exit our stance here, but I think we should be able to kill this guy, right? Yee. Awesome. That worked out great. In our opening hand, I guess we probably want like Vigilance, right? That's a pretty good thing to set up on turn 1. Meditate's also not terrible either. I think Vigilance is just better to enter in Calm Stance like right away for 2 mana. I think we take an Empty Fist here. I don't think we need another Meditate. Meditate is good, but I don't really want too many of them, especially this early. If it was later on, maybe I would consider taking a second one here, but I think Empty Fist is actually reasonable. People will deal damage and exit your stance is pretty fantastic. And we just pass here. We're going to go for a big turn and probably even use this Vulnerable Potion. I didn't even check to see what our boss was. Okay, there we go. Whew. Should do that really early on. I don't know why I didn't do that sooner, but... is this a big Eruption turn? I think it is. Question is, do we need to go for the Vulnerable Potion? I don't think we necessarily need to. We're going to be able to leave our stance anyways if we want. Not that I think we will, but... I don't think we will. We have 40 damage with Wheel Kick, and we also have 12 damage. So we have 56 damage. 56. I don't really want to exit my stance here. I don't think it's worth it for us to go for the Empty Fist, because then we can't actually kill him. And that way, at least we need just like one more strike. We got it. Nice. Let's go. Fine. Wireless mouse, you are not being helpful. You're not made for accuracy, that's for sure. Devotion. At the start of your turn, you gain 2 mantra. So mantra, once you get 10, you enter into the stage of divinity, which is a stance. And upon entering the stance, you gain 3 energy and attacks deal triple damage, but you exit the stance at the start of your next turn. So this is pretty good. Just something for like inevitability against like bosses and stuff. We also have Talk to the Hand, which is an aggressive defensive card. It sounds weird to say that, but yeah. Deal 5 damage whenever you attack this enemy, gain 2 block. And then with its upgrades, I believe it goes up to 3 block and 7 damage. I thought it lost the exhaust, but I guess not. This is actually a really powerful card. I wouldn't say like, you know, the best card for this class, but it is a good one. I'm not sure we need another attack though, to be honest, but we don't really have too many defensive cards. We're very aggressive right now. If I had more defensive cards, I think I would go for the Devotion, but I don't think we go for the Devotion here. I think we go for the Talk to the Hand. And we haven't taken any damage, so let's go for an upgrade here. Talk to the Hand's probably the best thing, especially against this boss, yeah. Just having some more like aggressive cards I feel like is worthwhile, so I actually want to be in a defensive stance next turn. No, I actually do want to be in an aggressive stance next turn. We able to at least plow through some of that? Yeah, we are. Let's go for it then. Wheel kick. Oh, I could have gone for that. I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to draw anything that was going to be worthwhile, but it was. This is the problem with being in our stance right now. Is we're going to take some damage no matter what. So, there we go. That worked out. Yes, and I guess we just, like, defend here? I could go for empty body, actually. I don't know if I necessarily need to do that, though, right now. Wish we had a way to set up our meditate this turn. Yeah, might as well just full block and pass. I was trying to see if like there's any other lines that like made sense, but every line that I saw just made us take extra damage, which we don't really want to do. I do want to put up some block this turn. Do we want to meditate to put an eruption back on top? I think it's worthwhile. Let's go. Or in our hand. It's actually even better than putting it on top because then we get to draw an extra card there. Yeah, let's go for this. I want to be able to cast Meditate no matter what. I can just use the Miracle if I want to. Seems reasonable. Deal some extra damage this turn, be able to go for the Meditate. I should not have done that. Actually, we're going to be defending this turn. You goofy goober. Goofy goober. Yeah, we're not doing anything else this turn. I do not want to take damage. Alright. Like, we're exiting our stance, but... So maybe we go for, like, wheel kick instead? Because I had to use the exit stance to make sure we didn't take more damage. We can't just go for, like, defend, which would be enough to be able to fully block this. Yeah, it's unfortunate we're not going to be in calm stance, but I shouldn't push it. Okay. Well, we have Eruption, Halt, Vigilance. I could go for Meditate and Empty Fist, but then I'd take 5 damage this turn. Is that worth dealing 18? It probably is, right? We're going to be healed up to full, right? Yeah, we're going to be healed up to full, so it doesn't matter. I feel like I'm slow playing, but I'm just like not acclimated with this character yet, so it's just we're going to take it nice and easy. That will deal 4 damage to you, sure. There's no cards in here I want to meditate back, but I do really need to go into that stance, so I guess we just go for like defend and put defend back on top. Or put it back in our hand. Not on top. Not on top. I'm going to keep making that mistake, but it's not a mistake. It's just miswording, which I am very good at. Yeah, we'll just make sure we take no damage this turn. I could have actually dealt an extra 6 damage there. That was a mistake. Exit stance. I will take a ton of damage if I do this, though. If I go for... Yeah, let's just play it safe this turn. Actually, should have exit stance then if that was the case first. Oh man, I'm making sloppy plays. It is too early in the morning, that's for sure. Let's see. We don't have any defensive cards, so I guess we go for this. And do we just take 20 on the chin and say, okay? Yeah, I think we do. And set up the eruption for next turn, since we have the flying sleeves in hand anyways. Definitely playing this poorly, but hopefully we can start to tighten up a little bit as we go on. Alright, that wasn't, like, awful. My play was the worst part of that, but let's get rid of this speed potion. Interesting. Conjure Blade is not really something I ever really go for. Shuffling Expunger, which an Expunger deals 9 damage X times, which is the X that you cast into Conjure Blade, but it shuffles the Expunger into your drop pile, so basically you're spending mana for one big attack, which I don't really think is worthwhile for this strategy. For this character in general, like, this is probably one of the worst ones in my opinion, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just looking at this incorrectly, but I think this is not that great. Wish is fine, but to spend an entire turn to gain either 6 plate armor or 3 strength or 25 gold, I don't know. Not really great, but Judgment basically is 1 mana deal 30, because if the enemy has 30 or less HP, set their HP to 0, so they just die. I do like Judgment quite a bit. What does Lotus do? Whenever you exit calm stance, gain additional energy. Interesting. Astrolabe, and obviously Philosopher's Stone. I'm not sure which one is the best one here. These are all weird to me. I'm very unfamiliar with this character because that's the one I've played the least. Thinking like it's between these two, right? Philosopher's Stone. The only issue is we're going to get into Act 2 and get like cacao birds. Not cacao birds, the actual birds that fly. So that way they get additional strength and stuff, and they deal, you know, times 6 damage or times 5 damage or whatever it is. I'm not 100% sure which one is better for us. Getting additional energy, exiting calm stance, or just having an additional energy at the cost of an additional... We don't have much card draw to take advantage of this right now. That's the problem, but we do need to cast like 4 cards in a turn. It also makes it so like Wheel Kick is more viable and Vigilance also is more viable. I think we take Philosopher's Stone. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. It's tough to say. But I just think having like the extra energy in general is better, but obviously we're going to take some hits along the way just because of the extra strength plus that we give our enemies. Who are we fighting? Let's take a peek. Okay, Knight, or Champ rather. We have 287 gold, so like hitting a store would be really good for us. We have double elite here. I feel like our deck is not great against elites at the moment. It's fine, but it's not great. We're going to take a lot of damage against the slavers, especially. Gremlin Knob, I think, also will take quite a bit of damage against, since we only have, like, Bowling Bash as AoE. Against both of those, actually. So I think we want to try to get some... My god, my chair just moved, and I thought it was a cat. So I think what we want to do is try to get some upgrades first and then make a decision to go there. So I think this is actually still a reasonable direction to go in, and we can make our choices along the way. This was like one of the worst fights we could have gotten, so... But... We can... Yeah, judged. Get judged. I love that animation. We're gonna just make sure that you're below 30 just in case we draw the judgment again. Talk to the hand is reasonable. What do we want to do this turn? We could talk to the hand, strike, and strike, which would leave us with a meditate. What do we want to meditate? Probably just a judgment. That sounds pretty decent, right? So we can... Yeah, this one's dealing the most amount of damage. So let's go after him. He's taken out of the sky. Let's go for a judgment to take out the other one. Judged. I don't know why that brings me so much joy. All right. Halt plus Sands of Time is okay. It's not great because it has to be retained for a little while for you to fully take advantage of it. And Inner Peace is if you are in calm, you draw 4 cards. Otherwise, you enter calm. So Inner Peace is not terrible, though. It's actually a pretty decent one. We already have 2 ways to enter calm, though. Right now, we only have 1 way to enter Wrath Stance. But it is helpful because we have, like, Empty Body and Empty Fist to leave that stance to get extra energy for the turn. We just don't have any, like, very much card draw outside of, like, Wheel Kick. So, like, we can take advantage of the Wheel Kick turns, but that's really about it. So if we take anything, what are we taking? Unfortunately, I think it's Sands of Times. Sands of Time. However, if we are in Calm Stance, we do draw 4 cards with this, so we could potentially find like an Empty Body or an Empty Fist or an Eruption to come out of that form and be able to cast the other 3 cards that we draw with it that turn. I kind of like trying that out. Let's go for it. You know what? Let's get ballsy. Ooh, I do think we should pick up this. Yes. Oh my god, we actually take take 1 less from that. I didn't realize that that's what that... Okay, well, that's pretty fantastic. Man, none of these are really that good, to be honest with you. Get lucky, just lucky, get lucky. Get just lucky is scry 1, gain 2 block, gain 3 energy. It doesn't draw a card, which is the reason why I don't like it very much. It also doesn't like weaken the enemies. That's also part of the reason why I don't like it. So, and 2 block is not really worth a lot. And scrying is, I don't know how you would like evaluate that in like card advantage terminology, but it's not worth a card. It's not even worth half a card. Technically, it's not worth a card at all, but it's card selection. So. I just don't think this is a very good card in general. Like, you have to be able to play like a Scrawl deck, I feel like, which is Scrawl is an epic or a rare in this game rather that you can for 1 mana fill up your hand basically. That's like the only time I feel like these type of cards are really worthwhile. But another Empty Fist is okay. Evaluate to be able to gain 6 block and shuffle a 0 mana draw 2 exhaust retain. It's okay. It's a little slow, but Protect is probably the best card here to gain us 12 block, but we have it retained so that way we can like save it for a turn that we want it for. And Nirvana is pretty decent, but we just don't have a lot of like ways to scry just yet, so we can't fully take advantage of the gaining block. So it's just like a better, it can be a better metallicize if you have a scry, if you have more scry cards in your deck. But I'm thinking we just take like Protect, card removal. I have a hard time taking advantage of Frozen Eye because like for one it makes the videos like way longer because I can like try to like evaluate, you know, how many turns deeper we need to go to be able to get to something or set up whatever we can do that turn. So this just like for one just takes so much time to be able to set up for me, so I just try not to take this during the videos. But if you're actually playing and you're trying to play hard mode, this is what you would do, is take Frozen Eye. But I do think we take Protect here. I think we get rid of a Strike, since it looks like that's probably what we're going to be upgrading the most anyways. From there, do we want to like exchange any of our potions? I think we just save our gold. Our potions are fine. They're not like great, but they're okay. Okay, so now we're at the crossroads. Let's see where we want to go. We can be able to hit another store up here, or we can hit a store up here. So if we go this way, we have an upgrade. We have 1 combat, 2 combats. Nope. If we go this way to be able to fight this elite, we actually come to a crossroads here again, so we can actually decide if we want to go for that or not. Yeah, we can't get to this path, so fighting this elite's irrelevant. So I think it's better for us to like skip over this store and be able to hit this one and see if that one's worthwhile, just because we can hit a campfire here instead. And we really only have enough gold to take advantage of 1 shop right now, so. Pass. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. But we also have Protect for like next turn if we want to. Inner Peace is pretty cool. I think we enter Rat Stance here. Let's go for it. We have this to enter back into stance. This will make it so we gain additional 3. Yeah, let's go for this. Ooh, we drew Meditate. Okay, Meditate to put Eruption back on top. Let's do it. Judged. Tranquility is fine. I don't know if we necessarily need another way to be able to get into Calm Stance right now. We have plenty. We have 3 ways to get into Calm Stance at this moment. I think that's fine. Another Meditate is okay, but like I said, we don't need another... we don't need it. I would say this is probably the best card here. We don't have any Scry cards to take advantage of this Nirvana, so it's like, do we take the Meditate or not is the question here. And what are the cards we want to be able to get back? Like Judgment, Ritual Dagger, and Eruption. Those are probably 3 pretty good targets, I think, for a Meditate. So let's take the Meditate here. Lose 18. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to go for this. Let's fight this combat first, and then see if we need to regen our health or not. So I can get some extra defend in from all this, so that's actually pretty sweet. Alrighty. 1 down. We just gotta put up 16 block this turn. That's not happening. Okay. That's unfortunate. Do we go for a potion here, I think? Hand of Greed or Thinking Ahead. Thinking Ahead is not terrible, but Hand of Greed potentially could get us some extra money. Let's not get greedy. Let's go for the Thinking Ahead. Yeah, we're not even close to that. This just gives us extra energy for the turn. Meditate. I want to try to save this. If I can help it here. And put, like, what, Flying Sleeves into our hands? Protect is the best thing here. We can't set up like a Ritual Dagger for this turn, that's for sure. We are 100% drawing the Eruption. We could also potentially get it down to a Judgment. So just getting some like extra damage I think is worthwhile. Do we go for the Ritual Dagger then? That is the most amount of damage that we can deal. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to upgrade it on this play, but at least we'll be able to kill him. We actually need... There we go. That actually worked out. Nice. Okay, perfect. Another Protect. Follow-up is not bad either. Wallop is pretty decent too. I like how these are all upgraded. That's pretty sick, actually. Deal 12 damage, gain block equal to the unblocked damage. It's a pretty good one. Especially against a lot of the elite fights, I feel like it's worthwhile. Protect is also pretty reasonable. It only defends you, though. It doesn't actually generate any block for you. But this is like the Watcher's version of Iron Wave, so it's not bad. Follow-up is actually pretty good, too. So if the last card you played this combat was an attack card, you gain additional energy. So it's just like a free card if you played an attack before this. I think Wallop is the best card here. It also makes it so we have some more help against like the elites and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we take that, especially with the Philosopher's Stone. All right, here's where we got to make a decision. Do we heal up here and in hopes that you know, we could be able to fight this elite? Or do we just hope that, like, our potions will be able to get us... we can buy some potions from here. I think we have to go for an upgrade, right? Let's go take a peek at the very least. Judgment is 40 health. That's... yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think we actually go for that. Judgment at 40 health? Yeah, I have to. There's so many enemies that have 40 health. Or that we can get down, whittle it down to 40 health really easy. Huh, 40 health, what? What a shame. Let's draw some cards. Let's see. Any way we can, like, whittle you down? Get you to 40? Or potentially set up the Ritual Dagger. Kind of want to use the Ritual Dagger just so we can try to, like, kill the enemy next turn with Judgment. We're more likely to if I do that. Trying to look to see how many defensive cards we have, see if we can actually survive. Because eventually this enemy is going to deal like 30 damage at a time, and we need to kill it before that happens. So I actually do think we actually go for the Ritual Dagger here. And we just meditate to put a Judgment on top. We need 14 damage. Judged. I just didn't think we had the time to be able to go for that when the enemy to be able to set up the Ritual Dagger. I don't think we take any of these. None of these really are worthwhile. Crescendo's fine. We're actually looking for another way to enter Wrath Stance, so I'm almost tempted to take it. We didn't find the Tantrum, which is what I was hoping for, but I think we just need one more way to enter Wrath Stance, so I guess we take it here. And if I go this way, I'm not able to fight this elite, but I am able to fight this elite. And is 214 gold really worth it to go after this shop here? I don't think it is. Maybe going this way to be able to get some more upgrades is more beneficial to us. Pen Nib is fantastic. Thank you. Yes, I will smith here. What do we want to smith? Let's see. Crescendo going to 0 mana actually is really good for us. Fighting the champ. You know what? I think this might be our best upgrade right now. This is tough, though. I like making cards cheaper, so. And also this has, like, retain, so we can, like, save it for turns and stuff like that. Yeah, I think this is worthwhile. It's only, like, a one-time use, though. That's the only issue, but other than that. I guess we will kick. I was just hoping that we... Okay, we don't really have to do anything else this turn. I was just hoping we didn't draw, like, a Wrath or something. If we drew, like, the Crescendo or whatever, it would have been fine because we could have retained it, but... Well, these are the clear cards that we are casting. Unfortunately, we didn't have any ways to be able to go into Wrath Stance here. It's a little unfortunate. Do we save everything for Wrath Stance next turn? This is the problem with taking Ritual Dagger. It's like we run into these situations where it's going to be very tough for us to be able to set it up. And, like, Judgment is also just, like, a finisher card. So, like, these don't interact well together. It is if there's multiple enemies, but, yeah, right now they don't interact very well. All this feels like garbage. We can't put any of these. I want to put one of these on top because then we might actually be able to kill him. Oh my goodness. All of these decisions just sound awful. They just sound terrible. Crescendo. You're a little late to the party, my friend. I don't even know what to put on top. Wheel kick or vigilance is probably the choices. I guess we go for wheel kick. Sure. Eruption for 0. Well, we can leave the stance at the very least, so it is definitely worthwhile. See, this is where I don't want to do this, because I want to be able to try to set it up. So, is there a way for me to... This is going to deal, what, 16 damage? So, I can put up enough block to be able to defend here. I think we have to try. As much as I don't want to here. I will deal the damage. Pen nib is active. Yeah, we're good here, right? All set, go. So we have protect for next turn just in case. We did not find one. Okay, so yeah, I guess we just cast protect this turn. All set. I'm just trying to make sure that we actually get like value out of our dagger if we can help it. Is there a way we can get value out of it without taking damage here? Or do we have to just go for this? I tried to wait for you, but you just didn't want to show Ritual Dagger. It's not fair, buddy. It's not fair. Yeah, I'm going to take damage if I... Fine, you're getting judged. Judging you, Snecko. Huh. So we have Crush Joints, which is deal 8 damage. If the last card played this combat was a skill, you apply 1 vulnerable. Not a bad one because vulnerability with, you know, Wrath Form. Pretty decent, right? Evaluate, we already evaluated that card. Spirit Shield is a 2-mana skill, and you gain 3 block for each card in your hand. So this is actually really good for the Scrawl decks, by the way. It's a really fantastic card for that. But when we draw this in our opening hand, or we have 5 cards in our hand, we'll be able to at least get 12 block out of it. And obviously upgraded would be 16. We don't really have very much card draw. But also it works very well with like retained cards and stuff. So like Meditate is pretty reasonable to work with. Protect. I think it's a pretty good like defensive card in general. So I'm going to take it here. Let's go for an upgrade. I think we actually upgrade the Spirit Shield. Might be the best option. It's better than Vigilance here, that's for sure. Man, wait, we're just never going to be able to get you to work because we have the Judgment. I should have thought about that, but... Because you really only want like 1 finisher card in your deck, ever. Fine. I guess we're taking damage. Actually, I should have crescendoed here. I could have dealt a ton of damage and then put myself back into that form. Yeah, that would have been way better. Alright, well, from here, I guess we're just not doing much. Because I don't want to take too much damage. It would have been nice to actually Flying Sleeves. Yeah, I should have Flying Sleeves. That was just like a really poor turn for us because I totally misplayed that. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Let's go for Crescendo. Actually, I don't know if I really want to do that just yet. Do we want to go for the Wheel Kick? Like, clearly we're casting that, right? Let's go for the Wheel Kick, see what we draw. This will not kill you, but really close. This will kill you, so yeah. There we go, we finally got some value out of you. Attack Potion is probably better than Vulnerable. I don't know. Vulnerable Potion actually is really powerful with this character, so I think we'll... Ooh, these are both decent. Battle Hymn is really good because you get smites at the start of each combat, and they retain, which is deal 12. Really powerful. Just because, like, every turn, it's like the Shiv for the Silent. But you can set up, like, huge turns for your Wrath stance to be able to deal 24 damage with each of these, so... And, yeah, retain, gain 5 mantra. You know? You only have to cast this twice to go into Super Saiyan mode. I think we go for the Battle Hymn, though. And I think Vulnerable Potion is going to be a little better. So we just have to survive this fight. And then I think we're good for a while. I do have set a Battle Hymn no matter what. because we need that for this fight, especially to take out these little gremlins. We're going to need the help to be able to kill those. I think we vigilance, excuse me, vigilance, defend, and just judge this guy. We have meditate to be able to go find the judge too, so worthwhile. And we want to save this to be able to kill him, I think. We have inner peace, so let's go draw some cards. All right. Well, start there, since nobody's dealing damage this turn. Right. It's too bad we can't go for this ritual dagger here, eh? So this will deal 18, putting him to 30. Oh my god, math is hard right now. 38. And this will deal 21. So yeah, we're not even close in those two aspects. All right. I don't really want to cast the ritual dagger. Let's just go for the exit stance here. Actually, let's go for meditate. We have the extra mana, so maybe it's actually better for me to do both. We have 4 mana a turn, so just makes sense to be able to go for this. Do we go for the judgment here to make sure that this guy's dead? I think so. Or we obviously could just, I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yeah, you know. But is that actually beneficial? Because we could potentially put the ritual dagger back on top of our deck. And he's not attacking this turn, so, but he is going to be blocking. That's the only issue. So, like, let's try to set it up. Let's try to do it. We only need to be able to use that. I actually should have done it the other way around. Because this would... No, this is actually fine. Yeah, okay. Let's make sure... I thought that was going to kill him for a second. Because we had Pendiv active, and I saw 48, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, let's go for the Ritual Dagger on top. Okay, we set it up so that we actually could Ritual Dagger him. Thank God. Oh, baby Jesus, thank you. It's worth spending the time to go for that, so... Prostrate is eh. We don't really have enough card draw to take advantage of that. Sanctity is gain 6 block if the last card played this combat was a skill, draw 2 cards. So there's some card draw right there. And we have collect, which is put a miracle plus into your hand at the start of your next X turns. That's pretty cool. Goes up to 9 block. I mean, like, it's just better than a defend, right? And it's card draw. Gambler, I think these are better than a gambler, right? I'm we're fighting champ, which means I probably can vulnerable him and try to kill him with that. And like the cultist potion is really good. So, and also the ancient potion is not great against this guy. Actually, there's some applications for it. So I think we're gonna upgrade here and be greedy. Be very, very greedy. We're probably going to cast this every time, so like gaining the 9 block from that is not terrible. Bowling Bash doesn't do anything for us. Upgrade here. I think we upgrade the Sanctity. It's a cool card. I've actually never played with this card before, so. Well, clearly Battle Hymn is going to be worthwhile here. We have Talk to the Hand, Wallop, Vigilance. We do want Talk to the Hand on him, because the more attacks that we do play, it's worthwhile for us. Yeah, it's worth using the Miracle over this. Let's go. Do we need more cards? Yeah, we have to put some block anyways this turn, so let's go for it. And we drew a Halt. We do not have any eruptions or anything like that. Our wrath stances, so we can't really like set up meditate for that turn. We could, however, just deal some damage to him this turn. And then just be able to put, like, what? Do we want Wallop, or do we want Flying Sleeves on top of our deck, is the question, I guess. They're both really powerful. I think we take the safe pick. We do have Crescendo. We don't have any way... Oh, we do have a way to leave the stance. So yeah, let's go for this. Let's go for this. We're never going to be able to kill you with this Ritual Dagger, so... Rip. Smite, meditate. Meditate putting... Is it Wallop again? I'm not sure what his cycle is. Does he go into an attack phase, or does he go into a debuff phase or whatever next turn? I think he goes into a debuff, so I don't think we necessarily need the Wallop. I could just play it safe and get it, but... Because this is going to deal damage no matter what, but Flying Sleeves is technically better. Yeah, and I actually do want to go into the meditate anyways, so... Where are we at? 36. Play it safe, or go for the aggressive play. Awesome. That actually worked out great then. That worked out really good for us. We have no way to go back into our state, though. That's the problem. Empty body next turn. Great. Actually, I should have looked at that first, but... Always lucky. Okay, where do we go? Let's go for the wheel kick first. I do want to go into calm stance, or at least leave wrath stance for this turn, that's for sure. So I guess the question is, like, do we haven't even used a potion. Oh my god, so stupid. We probably could have killed him this turn if that was the case. I forget if he's like gonna debuff us or not. Here he did. Apparently I missed that because I was gonna go for the artifact potion. I think we just go for vigilance and pass. Set up the calm stance. Since he's buffing himself this turn, I'm gonna go for attack next turn. Just make sure we're out of the stance. This is 12 block. Man, we're taking a huge hit this turn because we are vulnerable. Did he vulnerable us this turn? Because I thought that was the swirly swirls that we would see if he was going to debuff us. I didn't notice if his buff actually gave us that vulnerable or not. I think that we got vulnerable and weaken in the same turn, if I'm not mistaken. But we can empty fist to leave this form. Get some extra energy. And like we have to like protect. We have to defend. It's better than going for a wallop here. Just not feel like a great turn, that's for sure. All right. We don't have lethal, do we? No, we don't. We're close, though. We're really close. So that's probably the best thing for us. Do we already use Crescendo? I think we did, right? That was like the first go around. Yes, we did. Okay. Not being able to meditate into an eruption is kind of sucky. And I have to start getting some of these smites out of my hand. Do I retain something? If I do, then I'm going to discard a card, so... What am I looking to get, though? We're even close to judgmenting? Not really. I just like being in calm stance. We go for, like, inner peace, I guess. That's actually reasonable. So we just get more chances to be able to find an eruption. Okay. Meditate's the only way for us to really go back into calm stance unless we draw the vigilance. So let's get one of these out of our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to get one more card out of my hand. Yeah, I might as well just get both of these out then. So I can Empty Fist to be able to leave this form. Give us 2 extra energy for this turn. I think that's worthwhile. We're getting really close to being able to kill him. I just, we still have Judgment, so we could just deal extra damage this turn and pass. Or I could Meditate. Meditate would, what, puts probably Inner Peace on top again. It's not a terrible choice. Sure, let's go for, like, the Strike, I guess. And Meditate to put Inner Peace back on top. That way we can get some extra mana or some extra card draw out of it. This would be the turn to try to kill you. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I definitely don't have enough block to be able to put up this turn. So we're like gonna have to go for the Inner Peace no matter what. So do we go for the aggressive route? We need to draw like Eruption to make this worthwhile. Otherwise we draw what, Empty Body to get us out of this phase to be able to get us some more block. We need one of these two, which these could be the last 2 cards in our deck, honestly, if we go for this style of play. I think I'm going to play very defensive. We do the Eruption. Okay. Do we have lethal is the question. We can cast. We have 4 mana to be able to work with there. So we have 9. We have, what, 24? So 48, which would be 57. And this would deal another 24. So yes, 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 yes. Oh my god. These turns are just like killing me. Establishment is pretty decent. Lesson learned, also pretty good. I don't think we need another Spirit Shield, but Establishment, whenever a card is retained, reduce its cost by 1 this combat. That works very well with a lot of our stuff, honestly, but Battle Hymn in particular, it works very well with. To be able to retain those smites, to be able to make them cost 0. But I do really like Lesson Learned, to be able to just keep upgrading cards in our deck. We do have quite a few cards that could be upgraded and be beneficial to us. Problem is, we already have a Ritual Dagger, so like taking a Lesson Learned kind of sucks because of it's a fatal damage card. So I think we take Establishment there. Extra mana, extra mana, extra mana. We're not good enough to fight the heart. That's the problem. We are not good enough. This is not good against the heart, that's for sure. Like, a retain style deck is pretty decent against him, but our deck's not looking so good. Like, I still think we need some help here. I do like Spirit Shield doesn't get exhausted, so we can like meditate it back. I think we end up taking just like the cursed key. We obviously can't see the map for the next one, but we only have one more treasure chest potentially to be able to go see. So we get one curse. We don't really have any ways to be able to discard anything. Yeah, we don't have any ways to be able to discard, so it's a little unfortunate in that aspect. And we kind of need more card choices, so I can't take Busted Crown because we do need some more, like, just powerful cards, I guess. So I think it becomes down between Curse Key and the Slaver's Collar. Slaver's Collar is like the safe pick because it means against the bosses and elites that will have that extra mana. Curse Key just means we always have the extra mana. I'm not sure we can afford to actually go for it, get any curses now that I think about it, because if we get like normality is going to screw us because we need to cast multiple cards in a turn. There's also another one too that whenever you play a card and it's in your hand, you lose a life every time you play a card. So I think those two make me think I want to go for the Slaver's Collar and just play it safe here, which is kind of wimpy, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. This is the end of Act 1 and 2, so tune in next time for Act 3. Thank you guys very much for all the love and support you've been giving me lately. I really do appreciate it. If you could drop a like on this video, it just helps out the channel greatly. And if you have any tips on like how to get better at playing the Watcher actually, or card choices or deck archetypes that you think that maybe I should consider, feel free to put it down in the comments. I'm more than happy to take constructive criticism as long as it's respectful. Like that's really all I have to say about that. Thank you guys, everybody. Make sure you do something positive today. Do something that moves you forward in life. One small thing every day will snowball into something great. So just work on that project, or go for that hike, or go for a walk, or eat something a little healthier. Just make a better choice for yourself. Do something to help yourself move forward. One thing a day can snowball into something great. So with that being said, good luck and grind on, everyone.